Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, the UAPA 1967, provides enough ammunition to the government to stifle the dissent. UAPA was introduced as a legislation to set out reasonable restrictions on freedom of on freedom, reasonable restrictions to set out the reasonable restrictions on the freedoms under Article 19(1) of the Constitution. Its main objective is to make powers available for dealing with activities directed against the integrity and sovereignty of the nation. However, arrests of several activists in recent times have pointed towards possible misuse of the draconian UAPA law. The National Crime Records Bureau (NCRB) data shows that 67% of the cases registered under UAPA ended in acquittal or discharge, and many analysts have termed this law as a draconian and regressive, and termed this as law as draconian and regressive, and has been strategically put in place to exterminate both the dissent and dissidents. They highlight multiple incidents of misuse of UAPA, such as arrest of Masrat Zahra, the internationally acclaimed photojournalist in Jammu and Kashmir, arrest of Jamia Millia Islamia students, Miran Haider, and Safura Zabar, and so on. The provisions of the UAPA have extremely wide ambit, which makes it possible to use them against not just criminals and terrorists, but even authors, academics, lawyers, or alleged terrorists and human rights activists. The definition of unlawful activities include terms which are vague and broad. For instance, questioning the territorial integrity of India and activities to cause disaffection against India are an unlawful activity. That is, questioning the territorial integrity of India and disaffection against India are unlawful activity. There is no clear definition, no definition of membership in the UAPA, making it susceptible to misuse. Supreme Court in 2011 had ruled that mere membership of a banned organization, that is, mere membership of a banned organization. Supreme Court in 2020 had ruled that mere membership in a banned organization will not make a person a criminal. However, under the UAPA, if one is found to be a member of banned organization, he or she could be imprisoned for life. Some of provisions such as extended detention periods, imprisoned for life, and extended detention periods, no anticipatory bail, no bail if case seems prima facie true, etc., have been termed as draconian. It contains no sunset clause and provisions for mandatory period review and no provisions for mandatory periodic review, which makes UAPA a permanent stature. Misuse of UAPA does not mean there is no need for such stringent laws. UAPA has been enacted to deal with certain situations, and it is the duty of the government that these laws to be used for rightful purposes. For this, there is an urgent need for some sort of checks and balances that will safeguard the interest of any innocent accused, and while enforcing the spirit behind this act, simple yet effective safeguard might be periodical review of the act, and checks and balances need to be put in place, and sunset clause is also needed. Redefining terrorism is required, and with such a reduced ambit and fixing the accountability in the cases of misuse will be very useful. PDP youth leader booked under UAPA. People's Democratic Party leader Wahid Para was booked under Unlawful Activities Prevention Act UAPA 1967. He was booked in a case related to suspended Jammu and Kashmir police officer Davinder Singh, who is under the scanner of illegal links to militantism. Later, he was granted bail by National Investigation Agency NIA court. While in custody, he also won Pulwama one seat in Jammu and Kashmir District Development Council elections.